Alright, hello everyone, I'm Adahn, and welcome to part 2 of my arena tutorial for Hearthstone. Here we are with the Shaman deck, and we're going to be playing a couple games. If you didn't watch part 1, that's where we constructed the deck, and now we're going to be playing a couple games and talking about how you want to be playing out the deck. But if you pay attention to part 1, you'll know that I'm trying to get a 3-2 drop on turn 2, and then pretty much any of my 3 drops on turn 3, and that will lead me up to a very solid field position to sort of take the game very into my hands very early. So here we are founding a match, and let's see what happens. Now, a lot of this is going to be luck. A lot of this is going to be card draws. A lot of it is going to be, does my opponent know what he's doing? A lot of opponents have no idea what they're doing, and we can get a lot of free wins. But if you play an opponent that knows what they're doing, it's going to come down to card draws. And if they draw very well, you could very easily lose. So in this case, we have the Scarlet Crusader, which is a very good 3-drop. This is a dead card, so we're going to drop it. This is not really a very fast card, so we're going to drop it. And the Ghoul really requires a 2-mana card for it to be useful. So we're going to drop these 3 cards, hopefully get any of my 2-mana for 3/2 cards out there. We'll play that card on turn 1, and it'll be fantastic. Alright, we have a Leopard Gnome, we have a Flame Tongue. That's not looking too bad. We can play the Leopard Gnome on turn 1, and then we can have 4 damage on turn 2. Or the equivalent of that is he pings the Leopard Gnome, and that means, and that's not a bad turn for me, because what happens is he's not playing any cards on turn 2, and I can use my coin to get my Panther out on turn 3 right away. So that'd be great. Right, so he's actually, that's not good. Oh, he doesn't hit the Leopard Gnome. Oh, that was very lucky. So that's very lucky of him, of me rather, to not have the Leopard Gnome die. So we're going to play this guy right away because we want to trade again for the Mana Worm right off the bat. And Leopard Gnome does trade away. This is a little bit of a bad position because I have no field control. I have no cards right now that can stop whatever 3/3 card he's going to play. But I definitely wanted to kill the Mana Worm before it got out of control. So we will do that right off the bat. And now you have a 1/2 out here, which is not too dangerous. So we'll play the Panther. Now the reason we're not playing the Scarlet Crusader is obvious, because he can ping it for 1 and then kill it with a 1/2. Whereas this card, I'm going to be able to do 6 damage to his face, or kill the 1/2, or kill whatever creature he plays right now before it gets killed off. So as you can see here, we can kill the Demolisher right here with that card. Oh, we actually have another Flame Tongue. This is interesting. I think I will play the Flame Tongue, but I could also play the Dark Scale Healer. And in fact, I think I will play the Dark Scale Healer because I get a decent amount of heals out, and it's not too important to kill his 2/1 just yet. So we'll play the coin, we'll play the Dark Scale Healer, heal my stuff past the 1 hit point mark, and now he's going to have to trade his 1/1, 1/2 for the 6/2, and ping it, which means he's only going to be able to play a 3-mana card, which means my 6/5 is going to be very strong next turn. So that's the hope here. He could also play a 5-mana card or a 4-mana card, but then he won't be able to kill the 6/2, so it's just very weak for him. So it's looking in a very strong position for me right now, unless maybe he has a Blizzard or something. So there it is, and now he's going to play a 3-mana card, which doesn't do very much. And I'm gonna get to play my Crusader, or I'll play the Crusader and I'll play a Totem. And now you could play the Crusader and the Flame Tongue, but again, Flame Tongue has direct field control when it comes out, so there's not really necessary to play it right off the bat. You can sort of wait a turn to play it. Like I can play it next turn and I'll still get 2 damage to this guy and this guy, right? And if he plays maybe a Flame Strike or something ridiculous right now, he can't play Flame Strike because he doesn't have 7 mana, but he could automatically take out my Flame Tongue if it's on the board. If it's in my hand, it's safe. I can get that 4 damage out on the board safely. Whereas if it's out here, first of all, I can't manipulate it as I would like if he kills off one of my creatures, and secondly, you can kill it off very easily. But it looks looking very strong for me right now. I also have 2 Fire Elementals, so I can start playing them next turn. If he plays anything with 3 health, it's dead, Fire Elemental. If he plays anything with more health, it's dead, 5/1 Divine Shield. If he plays a spell like Blizzard, that's fairly strong, but it doesn't really kill too much. And I can just maybe play a Totem and something else. Looks like he's going to Fireball one of my creatures. and then maybe ping the 5/1. That's not too bad. Alright, here comes the spell power. I'm gonna kill that with the... Alright, he's gonna kill it with this. No, he's okay. He's gonna kill that. That's not too bad. Here we are. We're gonna kill off that dude with... Oh. On the other hand, I actually could return this to my hand. So I'm debating that right now. That I can give this guy 2 attack and kill this. Yeah, that's not bad. We also return this guy to my hand. Alright, so we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this. I'm gonna turn this guy to my hand. Then we're going to, whoops. Play this. Kill this. And we'll play it up. And fantastic, we got the correct totem, we got the healing totem, so now you can't kill the 8/2 unless you place a card to kill it. And we're looking again in a very fantastic spot. Now we've got 2 Flame Tongues out there, so it's not really great if he plays like a Flame Strike right now, but I have 4 creatures in my hand, so if he does play a Flame Strike, I still can regain field control fairly quickly.
Your magic shall not save you.
Here he does play, he does not play a Flame Strike, which is fantastic for me. He does play a Freeze, which is not great, but I will kill that with the Fire Elemental. Again, this is the reason why 3 damage is so good, is we've been talking about that in part 1. 3 damage here again in part 2. Very, very, very strong. It's extremely, extremely strong card. 3 damage right out the bat. And the Frost Nova, yes, it did delay his death for a while, but again, it didn't really help him catch up, right? So, in this case, I caught up quite a bit here, because he wasn't able to use that card. So I'm up quite a few number of cards here. In fact, these are all cards that are useful. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards. And, yeah. Now, we have to be a little bit careful because he does have a secret there. So what we're going to do here is we're going to play, we're going to do this, see if it's any of those cards. No. So it could very easily be a copycat. And what that means is I'm going to play, no, Pyromancer is actually not great for him to copy. We can make him maybe copy a Grizzly. The problem is actually, I'm going to have to trade cards. Yeah. Yeah, let's see if he copies a Grizzly. It's not a copycat. So I'm not really sure what it is. I guess I'll just hit his hit points and try to kill him. It could be a bunch of things, but it's not anything. All right, it was probably like a counter spell or a spell bender or something. But there are a couple things I could have done there if, you know, actually I really misplayed there, I believe. I shouldn't really play the Grizzly because it's a taunter, and I actually couldn't have faced him for death if he copied the Grizzly. So that was a sloppy move by my part. Definitely a misplay, and something that you should not be doing. But as you can see, the deck works out pretty well. We got field control right off the bat. We did a lot of damage right off the bat. And because we had field control, we were able to trade cost effectively in cards and get to that stage where we just had a lot of minions out. We were doing a lot of damage, and we're going to get from there. But definitely a misplay there with the Grizzly. Should not have played the Grizzly. Should have played my Pyromancer instead. That would have been the better move. I can also that was also enough mana to play my Fire Elemental to ping him for 3 damage after I do that. So that was all very, very sloppy from me. Really, really sloppy. I mean, just a terrible mistake there. But moving on to game number 2 now. Playing against Hunter again. Hunter, I said, was the weakest of the 9 decks. So I'm a little bit pleased to be playing it. But we're going to be keeping these 2 cards, and the reason is just because they have very, very good automatic field control. Since they're low mana cards, these are going to drop because, again, they're high mana cards, and we're not going to need them very early on. So we're hoping for a hand that helps us out very early on to get that automatic field control very early on. Now, I might want to get rid of the Fork Lightning here. That's what I'm debating right now. Whether or not to keep the Fork Lightning, just because the Fork Lightning is really not that strong until he gets 2 creatures out. So we will drop it. Hoping for a 2 mana card. We don't get any, which is a shame. Ugh. This is quite a shame here. We don't have any of our 2 mana for 3/2s. But what we can do here is maybe we can play a weapon. We can play a totem next. We'll play a weapon, I suppose. Now the other thing is I could just wait a turn and play the Worgen. I guess I'll do that. I could wait a turn and play the Worgen. The problem, of course, with that is I'm not going to be playing my weapons anytime soon. Alright, so here, I have a couple choices, and I think the correct choice here is to play the Worgen. And the reason for this is because since he has a 1-2 out, I can kill it with the weapon, but I can much more easily kill with the Worgen and give my Worgen Wind Fury, and that's just going to be fantastic if I can get that Wind Fury up. So we're going to hope that happens. Oh, he is going to deal 2 damage to it. So it is a 1-for-1 card trade. It's not fantastic for me, and he also has a little bit of mana left over. So unfortunate for me. Unfortunate definitely for me. But we will play our axe now, and we'll start killing stuff with the axe. But very, very bad for me. The fact that you're the 1 mana deal 2 damage. And as you can see now, that is a very, very powerful card in your deck if you have that 1 mana for 2 damage. So you really want to be playing that if you can. So yeah. Maybe I should have played the weapon, maybe not. I went for the greedy play, I played the Worgen, and it did not pay off. In the future, maybe could try playing not the other way around. Oh, here we can do a couple things. The thing with the Crusader is he has a 1 damage card out. So the Crusader, in that sense, is not going to trade cost effectively because he's going to get rid of the Divine Shield right away. But on the other hand, I don't really have much else to play here except for a totem. So maybe I'll play the Crusader anyway. So we'll play the Crusader. And you know, I'll trade for this guy and most of this guy's hit points. So it's not terrible, guys. It's not fantastic, but I am a little bit of a trouble position, and I want to get as much field control out as possible. Okay, he kind of, well, he can do the same thing. It works out okay for me. And we'll probably be playing the Gnomish Inventor next turn.
What does the future hold?
So we'll put the Gnomish Inventor. And I'm gonna be taking quite a decent amount of damage here. But I can give my Gnomish Inventor +1/+1 next turn. I can also play Flame Tongue if I choose to. It'll all be nice and good. I can also kill the 2/2 if I want to. So there's a bunch of stuff I can do here. Unfortunately, I'm going to take a lot of damage. So I'm probably, you know what I'm going to do? I'm probably going to play this guy next turn. And the reason, of course, is obvious. Because this guy's going to trade cost effectively with all of his minions. Now the other thing I can do is Flame Tongue, or I can do this. Now the Flame Tongue is good because it'll allow me to trade for one of these 2 guys, but I really want to kill this guy anyway. So I think I'll do that, and maybe I'll play a totem. I'm going to play my weapon. I'm going to play a totem, I'm going to play a weapon. I'll play the weapon, I'll kill this one. And now we're getting to the point where we can give something Wind Fury, we can play the Bloodlust, we can try to win the game with a Flame Tongue, with a Bloodlust, with a Sunshine Cleric, all on one creature, with the Argent Commander for haste as well. Because we are going to die fairly soon here, because we only have 14 hit points, and there are a couple of things you can do that just really do a lot of damage as a Hunter. But he does actually waste his Skill Command on a 2/2, so that's good for me. The problem is, why didn't he use it on the 3/5? There must be a reason. And that is not a fantastic reason. I'm not really sure what that was about. That's interesting. So what I can do here is I can give this guy Wind Fury and no, I can't give it +1/+1 because I don't have the actual mana. But I can give a Wind Fury and +2 attack, and I can trade for both. Or I can just give it +1/+1. Not looking too bad. I think I'll just play this. And a totem?
Crusade!
Shaman!
Maybe I'll play a totem, or I give this one +1. I think I'll play a totem.
Elements guide me.
I'll get rid of this Divine Shield, and I'll play a totem. So this is, I don't know if it's ideal, but it's not terrible. I'm not really sure if that was the right move there. If he can kill the 3/2, it will be very good for him. But if not, he'll trade for the 3/2. I'll still have a 3/1 with Divine Shield. I still have my weapon on 1. I can give this guy +1/+1. I can give him another +2 damage. Pretty much nothing is going to work out in his favor here. I could have Unleashed the Hounds here. That's not good.
I let the dogs
Okay,
out.
so that's okay.
For the
I think he
crusade!
has enough Crusader. So he is out of cards at this point. I could give this guy Wind Fury and kill off 2 of them. Yeah, I think that's what I'll do. I'll give this guy Wind Fury. And, well, you know what?
That didn't quite hit the mark.
I could also give this guy +2 attack. That doesn't do too much. And kill this guy. Alright, sure.
Feel the power of the winds.
Join or die. Join or die.
Elements guide me.
And then we're gonna try to finish him off as quickly as possible. So get as much damage out here as possible. Because I only have 6 hit points left. So it's a little bit dangerous.
Join or die. Or both.
Alright, so we'll play the Argent Commander here.
To Northrend! Victory!
We must
guy
cleanse the sun well.
And hopefully we can kill him with Bloodlust next turn.
You gotta be kidding me!
Alright, so I win with Bloodlust. Very nice. So it's a very close game. I only have 4 hit points, but I have a Bloodlust now. And that will win me the game. That's 1 damage on my creatures, doesn't matter. So you can see how the way this step works. You try to get field control with my minions, try to kill all his minions. Then once you have field control, you can just do a lot of damage to his face all at once. So that's game number 2. We'll go to game number 3 here. That game in general is a little bit sloppy again. Should have played my weapon and should have played instead of playing the Worgen. That was a sloppy move. I took a lot of damage early because I lost field control right off the bat because of that Worgen move. On the other hand, it didn't turn out too well either because I didn't have any 2 mana for 3/2s, which of course would have traded for the 1/2 very easily, and so on and so forth. But ended up working out okay in the end, so I'm pleased.
You asked for it.
For doom.
Alright, so let's see. We have the 2 mana for a 3/2. We have the Flame Tongue Totem, which is fantastic. This guy is not that great of a card. It is actually okay with the Flame Tongue because I can give something a lot of attack. And we have a pretty decent 3 mana card to follow up the 2 mana card. 3 mana for a 3/3 taunt is probably the weaker end of the ideal 3 mana cards again. So, well, it's not bad, but it's not great. Now, we don't have a coin. If we had a coin, I would play the Brewmaster on turn 1, and I can play the Totem on turn 2, or I can play this guy on turn 2. It's all very nice. But it shouldn't be too bad unless he has a Mana Worm. Now, if he has a Mana Worm, things can get a little bit dicey. He plays a Mana Worm on turn 1, he plays a Frost Bolt on turn 2, and I'll be in a very dicey position. Oop, there's the Mana Worm. And again, if he plays a Frost Bolt on turn 2, I am in a little bit of trouble. I'm going to play the Pyromancer. Just because the Brewmaster can be useful later on. with returning creatures to my hand or whatever. Hopefully he doesn't have a Frostbolt. You could ping and kill it, but again, that's going to take up his mana, so that means my 3 mana card is going to be fine, but he could, of course, coin and kill it, and then play a 3 mana card, which means he will have field control to continue the game. And again, this is just not good for me if he coins and kills it, but there's not much I can do about it. The Mana Worm is just a very, very strong 1 mana card. 1 mana for a 1/3 if you coin, 1 mana for basically 1 mana for a 2/3 is just ridiculous. When we were talking about the ideal stats for mana for 1 mana. Ooh. That's interesting. So he's gonna keep his 2/3 alive. And what we're going to do here is we're going to kill it, just because he can turn into a 3/3 and trade with the Grizzly. And this guy is just a little bit weaker than the Grizzly. So we'll do that. We have already conceded field control, so I'm okay with the fact that he gets an extra turn to get cards out on the board instead of me. Maybe I really should have played the Grizzly here, because he trades with the Grizzly, and then I can play the 3/1 next turn anyway. But as you can see, he doesn't have very much to play. If he did, he would really play a very strong 3 mana creature card, and then he would have played traded the Mana Worm for my 3/2, and then kept his really strong creature card out for later on. So the fact that he played the 3/1 Wolf Rider and traded that with my card really suggests that he has a lot of spells in his hand, and he doesn't have very, very many strong creatures for field control in his hand. So he does have a Frostbolt. And he's getting to this point where it's a little bit annoying, but we're gonna take out. We're gonna take a couple cards out. We'll put the Panda out. Well, we could use the Panda on the Fire Elemental. Well, we'll play the Panda. I know it's. That was a mistake. It doesn't matter. We'll just play this guy next. Play the Panda and a Totem, because I have a Flame Tongue Totem, and I can give these guys +2 attack next turn, which should be able to kill off whatever he has, and keep myself a little bit happy. I can also play the Wind Speaker with the Flame Tongue Totem next turn, so it's looking not terrible to play. Maybe I don't need as much field control. The Darkscale Healer gives me a little bit more field control, but it doesn't seem like it's going to be that much more useful than the Panda. Also, in this particular case, I can play my Darkscale Healer to heal my Panda up 1 hit point if he decides to ping and play something silly this turn or something like that. I can also play Fire Elemental next turn. So we have a lot of options next turn. And in general, if you're playing your opponent, always try to take the time that he's thinking to sort of plan on your turn, so that you're not in a rush to figure out what you need to do on your turn. So I know my options already for next turn. Wind Speaker with the Flame Tongue Totem. I can play the Darkscale Healer alone, or I can play the Fire Elemental alone, or I can play Wind Speaker with maybe a Totem if he maybe skips his turn or something ridiculous like that.
Time runs out on me.
And I think if he doesn't do anything, I will just do Wind Speaker with the Flame Tongue Totem, because I'll get a lot of damage out of my Brewmaster. I'll get 10 damage out of that, and he can't play a Flame Strike next turn because he'll only have 6 mana, and he's already used his coin. So here is the choice we're gonna make. This we're gonna do that. I'm gonna hit him for 12 damage, and it's not terrible because he can't Flame Strike this turn. He also could be just AFK, which is unfortunate. My guess is that he has a Flame Strike. My guess is he has a Flame Strike in his hand, or that he's AFK. Ugh.
What to do?
Now, if you're playing correctly here, we wouldn't play the Silverhand Cleric next turn, because again, if he's AFK, that's not doing anything. But on the other hand, I can actually just kill him with this or the Argent Commander this turn. Not doing anything. So, kind of a silly game because he went AFK. But as you can see, we sort of get the field control once again, get that Flame Tongue out, and we just whack him down for a lot of hit points right off the bat. So 3 in a row. Let's go for 1 more, and maybe that'll be the end of this part. But you're beginning to see how this strategy works, right? Take field control as early as possible. Use that field control to decide how to trade with your opponents. Keep all of your cards that give you automatic field control and automatic damage in your hand, so that you have a little bit of a surprise attack when they want to trade 1-for-1, and now you're in a very, very good spot. So here, the obvious discard, again, want to get those 2 mana for 3/2s. These are high mana cards. This is a dead card. This is a 2 mana card. It's very, very strong in turn 2, so we'll get rid of those. Very ugly draw. So this could be the first loss of this arena. Again, you're like, okay, you got decent draws. Why aren't you so worried? Well, you know, decent draws are fine, but fantastic draws are just much, much better. And we really want to be looking for just as strong a draw as possible. Now here we're going to be playing the totem on turn 1. The reason is, again, I have the Flame Tongue totem, so I can get a little bit of field control here. This is actually a 2 damage 2 damage minion right here because of the Flame Tongue. So if he plays a 3/2, I will trade for it. And as you can see, I actually get a free card out of this. The question is, do I actually want to play that, or do I want to play the Storm Axe? And I think the answer is I want to play this. And the reason is fairly simple, is because I want to play my Scarlet Crusader next turn. So I can get that nice field control in that out. If I play the Axe, I have that Overload, and I can't play the Scarlet Crusader next turn.
Don't mess with Tusker.
Alright, so here, the question is, what do I want to do? I think I will play the Charger, just so I can trade efficiently. But on the other hand, you can't really kill my dude. So maybe I'll play this.
What to do?
He can't kill my Flame Tongue, so I guess I'll do this. He can't kill my Flame Tongue, hopefully, is what I'm hoping. I'm hoping it. My fingers are crossed. Can't kill the Flame Tongue. Please. Please don't kill the Flame Tongue. No, he's got a Sun Shattered. He's got a Shattered Sun Cleric.
Silvermoon
Oh, thank God.
shall not fall.
Alright, so now what do I do? Is the question. Well, I could play this. I can't really kill that dude anyway. I'm gonna play my weapon. Let's play my weapon and get a totem. If I have a couple of totems, that will be very good here. So, like the Taunt Totem would be very good here. That's not fantastic.
Join or die.
But we will do this. I'm not sure about that move. The totem, it just if I got the taunt totem, it would be really, really helpful in this situation. The 1/1 totem is not terrible because I can trade for the 3/3 here.
I wonder.
Now, what would be really powerful for him right now would be if he had a Shadow Word Death. That would be very, very strong for him right now. Like, he has more minions. He's been playing pretty decent cards, so I'm expecting. Oh, that is strong as well. That is very, very strong. Alright, so what we'll do here, we could play this guy and hope it hits. Or I could just play this guy and charge. And next, yeah, I'll do this. And the reason I'm doing this is just because I won't hit him because he can heal for 2 damage. So really, I want to be using my weapon to heal minions and hurt minions. The reason I'm doing this is because I can play this guy next turn, and that will do a lot of damage.
Is someone injured?
I'll kill the cleric, I believe. Yeah, I'll kill the cleric and then turn. I could kill this guy, but I'd have to use my weapon, and I'd take 4 damage, and you know, all that stuff. And at the same time, I have a healer, so if he can't kill the 6/5 this turn, alright, he can't kill it. Oh, that's fantastic. I can kill that with my hit point, and I can kill that with this. That's what we'll do. We'll play Oh, we have 5. Alright, so we'll play this guy. Play this guy. Then we'll play this guy.
For the crusade!
Alright, we'll still kill this. Now, as a priest, I really don't expect him to be able to deal 10 damage. Give me a second.
Pay attention, class.
As a priest, I don't really expect him to be able to do 10 damage to me too easily, so that's fair enough. He's got...
I am ready to learn.
What is he? He's got 2 Shadow Word things? This guy's got a lot of stuff. Unfortunate
I
for
am
me.
ready to learn.
But on the other hand, he's running low on cards. Oh, very, very annoying. I'm very low on hit points here. Again, I don't really expect him to do too much damage to my face automatically, just because he's a priest. So maybe it's not too bad if I win card control.
Well played.
Oh, he has a holy fire. So there it is. I lose. And like I said, not an unexpected loss because of the way the hand started out. He also had a very, very strong deck. 2 Shadow Word Pains, Shadow Word Death, all became very useful for him. And yeah, you gotta, Azure Drake, very strong. Cleric made me waste 3 damage on it, so it is a loss. I also had a fairly weak hand, but that's what you're gonna do. That guy had a pretty strong deck. He played it pretty correctly. He got a lot of damage to my face. Had a Holy Fire as well at the end, and I wasn't able to keep up. But if he didn't have a Holy Fire there, I actually think I had a pretty decent chance of surviving and winning the game because I was up in cards. I had very, very strong cards out, and a priest is in general not able to deal 7 damage or 5 damage to my face very easily. The Dark Scale Healer, maybe if I played it very, very early, there was an opportunity I could have played it very, very early, would have done anything, but later on, there weren't really any opportunities to play it just because I had to get that 6/5 out to deal 3 damage to kill units of his. Alright, so let's see here. The Worgen is good, the Arcane Golem is decent, but we're going to drop these 2 and hopefully get a 2-mana card out. We'll keep the Worgen out because, of course, we can play that guy on turn 2 and be very, very strong. We could, of course, play a Totem as well. But we're going to be a little bit greedy here, and we're going to save the coin. In particular, because if he plays a 2-mana card for a 3/2, I can play my weapon. And that card does not kill my Worgen. Repeat, does not kill my Worgen. So I can play the Worgen, and I'll trade with that 1-for-1 at the very least. I guess if he has a Sun Shattered Cleric, it won't trade 1-for-1, but I will have a weapon to kill that. So that's the worst case scenario, and it's a pretty bad case scenario actually. Oh, it's not fantastically bad. There we go. It's a 1-for-1 trade. Unfortunate for me, he had the Charger. But it's not terrible, and we'll play this guy. Also get a 1-for-1 trade. 1-for-1 trades, again, I'm behind on field control once again, which is, again, bad news. So I really want to get these 1-for-1 trades going if I can. So that, as little field control happens as possible. Okay, so he has a 4-3 out. It's not great for me. We'll play the Grizzly. Very nice. That's my hit points, and we'll trade with a 4-3. Hopefully he doesn't have any automatic field control abilities. Maybe like a Sun Shattered Cleric or something. Or an Argus would be also very good for him right now. He has 5 mana, so he has quite a bit of mana. We'll see what happens. Alright, he's going to trade 1-for-1. Good. And now he's a little bit down on field control. He's getting a little bit weaker over time. What are we going to do here? We'll play this guy. We'll heal up. This is the strongest field control I have right now. I'm gonna play my weapon. I'm gonna play this, but then I wouldn't be able to play my fire elemental next turn, which would have been fairly strong here. I can also allow him to have 2 creatures out, so I can fork lightning next turn, and that'll be decently strong. And I don't think I am gonna fork lightning here.
Back to work.
Let's see here. I have a couple of options here. I can Argent Commander as well, and I think I will do that. Just because this guy is fairly strong right now. Argent Commander will rate pretty well for that. He's gonna take out the Argent Commander with his 3/3. But he'll get rid of the Divine Shield, so it'll be fine. Oh, that's very not good. But now I have this card out. Fantastic usage of this card right here. And I have field control. So now I have field control. Again, the 6/5 is just very strong because it automatically does damage, gives me automatic field control, and it leaves me with the 6. Ooh, please don't kill the 6/5. That is not good, guys. That is not good. Not good at all. Oh my god, that is not good. That is very, very, very not good. So, we are going to have to figure out a way to deal with that. Jesus Christ, friend. We're just going to play a lot of creatures. Hope he hits one of them instead of my face. And then we'll have to figure out a way to kill 8 damage. It's just ridiculous. That was unlucky. I mean, I had a 50% chance hits my face, and then I can do stuff with Totem, and the 6/5 will trade with the 8/8. But unfortunately, it hit the 6/5. And it's just really not good for me. So, oh my god. I was just about to say I was going to attack with that creature and deal a decent amount of damage to this guy. But now that that guy's dead, I have 4 and 7 damage here. Oh my god. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh. This is tricky as hell. Tricky as hell, guys.
We must cleanse the Sunwell.
For the crusade!
Well, we did kill it, but we did lose a chunk of stuff for it. Now, luckily for us, we actually only lost a totem and a yeah, what do you call it? What you call it? A totem and a card that allowed me to draw for it. It wasn't that bad, to be honest. But he also has her Reaper out now, so this is all looking very, very annoying.
I smell blood.
So what we're gonna do here? Well, I could hope that this hits these two. The unfortunate thing. Well, I really want to hit the 2/1, so I'm gonna do this.
Guide me.
And we'll kill the 2/1. He has so many hit points that going to his face is just not as useful as trading creatures right now. He has very few creatures and a lot of hit points. So pretty much I'm hoping to win this by starving him out and doing that. Now he's a warrior, so he doesn't really have much that does a lot of damage to a lot of creatures. But right now I have a lot of creatures out, and that's really what I'm hoping to work with. So this is good that the healer, so I can kill that like so, and then heal up. And again, since he's a warrior, I'm hoping he doesn't really have too much that can hurt me. Hurt a lot of creatures at once. The only thing he really has is a brawl, which would be bad, but just hopefully he doesn't have one. He already had played a Ragnaros. I mean, come on, man. How many good cards are you going to have? So we're just going to play all our creatures at once, try to get as much field control as possible, try to deal as much damage as possible. The other thing you could have is a Gore Howl, which would just be terrible. But, yeah, I mean, it'll take a couple of turns for him to kill stuff. Alright, here we go. Got max creatures out.
die.
And now we're looking to trade creatures so that I can play whatever creature I get in my hand right off the bat. If he has a brawl, it'd just be
I
terrible.
am the
But we're just
blade
gonna
of the
assume
gods.
or hope he doesn't have a brawl.
Don't
Really,
mess
is
with
what's going on
Tusker.
here. Okay, so we get this dude.
Join or die.
This. I really don't want to take 5 damage because he could have very powerful weapons. We'll just do this. And we will keep this guy in my hand because I can play a decent amount of other minions next turn. If I'm probably going to draw a minion because I'm mostly minions. And I can also play a totem if I so choose for the 0-2 taunt, which is very powerful. Alright, but in all likelihood I will be killing that thing with this and this. Unless he does something funky right now. Or I can do it with this and this. It's about the same. This guy's...
The end is
ooh.
coming!
Okay. Okay, let's see. Okay, that's very, very interesting. Alright.
Join or die.
And again, we'll keep this guy in my hand for now. Because he is charged, and I can automatically do stuff. Now, if I pick up a Bloodlust, that's... Yes. I do have a Bloodlust in here somewhere. Okay, so I can't actually play this guy, because I'm not going to get the guy out. So we will just actually do nothing. We'll do that. But as time goes on, he really should have a very difficult time of getting through this maze of dudes, especially because every single turn I'm going to be able to get another Stoneclaw totem out. He is being smart in keeping his cards in his hand instead of playing them one-on-one. A lot of players will, if they're top decking, so just keep playing their cards one card at a time. But you're never really going to trade cost effectively if you do that. So he, well, that was he played them in the wrong order, so that was kind of weird. That was very odd. That was very odd. He played them in the wrong order. All right, but now I have a Bloodlust, and I think that means I win. Well, let me play this guy first. Even without the Bloodlust, I would have won, I think. As you can see, once you have field control, it's very, very hard for your opponents to get back. If they're playing a mage deck, maybe they can do something. If they have automatic damage up the wazoo in their hand, there's something like a Gore Howl, they can do a lot of stuff. But, especially against a warrior, they don't have flame strikes, they don't have blizzards, they don't have, you know, consecrations or whatever. It's very nice just to be able to sit there and whack, 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 whack. So yeah. We did lose that one game, and again, bad draw. Opponent was fairly decent, and maybe 1 or 2 misplays on my
You
part.
asked for it.
For Doomhammer.
So again, 2 mana for 3/2, very strong. The weapon very strong, because you can trade for 3/2s. Flame Tongue very strong. So pretty strong starting hand. Unfortunately, we would really like to have a 3 mana card to start off with. Again, you really want to have like a 2-drop and a 3-drop. We don't have a coin either, which is bad because he could have, again, Mana Worm and coin. Please do not have Mana Worm. Alright, well, he does coin right off the bat, which hopefully means I can play my weapon. Yep, and I will be playing my weapon here. I mean, it's not hopefully I play my weapon. Hopefully he pings me or something. But my weapon does allow me to cancel that turn out and allows me to play my Brewmaster next turn. Allows me to kill off the Juggler, so 1-for-1 card, and I have 2 extra weapon charges. That's all nice and good. Alright, here we are actually going to kill off his taunters as much as possible because I want to be able to get to whatever creature he plays next turn with my Brewmaster. So we are going to kill off one of the O2 taunts. Now, if he doesn't play a creature this turn, we won't kill off the other O2 taunt. But yeah, this is the situation where if he plays now a Worgen or something, now I can automatically trade my Panda for the Worgen. As you can see, he plays a Ghoul, so I can automatically trade this guy for the Ghoul and play the Panther, right? So I'll do this, do that, Ghoul, and I will play the Jungle Panther. So we are maybe evenish. We did trade our weapon for 2 cards instead of 1 card, but we did take a little bit of damage. The biggest part of this, though, is obviously the fact that we have field control, and he does not. So let's see what do we want to do here. I can play this guy, or I can play this guy. And what we're going to do here is we're going to play this guy, and we're going to attack this guy. And the reason for this is, yes, he can kill the 4-1, but it is still a 1-for-1 card trade. So it's not terrible for me, and I maintain field control with the Squire. The other option was just sort of sit there and let his imp dude do stuff, and maybe all of a sudden I'm in a little bit of trouble if he has weird stuff going on, like an Argus or something like that, right? If he has an Argus going on, he has some weird other stuff going on. I'm not trading a 1-for-1 card there. So here I automatically force a 1-for-1 card trade, which means I will maintain a little bit of a lead here, instead of being greedy and letting his Imp Master do whatever it wants, and maybe losing my lead because I'm leaving creatures on his side of the board. And again, taking out these cards that are not automatic field control, this is a little bit automatic field control because of taunt. These guys have charge and automatic damage, so we're keeping them in my hand until I need them. Okay. That's not bad. Doesn't do much. Alright, and here we see a very good chance here to play my Flame Tongue. So we're going to play the Flame Tongue. We'll play this. And we're going to trade like that. That was weird how that went. But now we have a very, very strong setup. He still can't cast Flame Strike until next turn, and I have a very, very strong board. I traded also with his 4-4 with just a 2-2, so very, very cost effective in that sense. And I leave the 4-4 alive, making it a 6-4. So I have a very, very strong board here. Should be able to take care of whatever he plays. This is odd. This is messed up. And as you can see here, he's going to kill off the 6-4. So he did take 2 cards for the Squire, which again, 4 cards are that high mana cost. Man, this is so annoying.
Put this apple on your head. For the crusade!
4 cards that are that high mana cost, you really want to get 2 for 1 card. Now he could, of course, cast his Flame Strike next turn, but he won't be able to cast anything else except for the Flame Strike, and it won't kill my Scarlet Crusader or this dude, the Sinjin Shield Master. So it wouldn't be too bad for me if he plays Flame Strike this turn. It's obviously bad for me, but it's not horrendous for me.
Bring me steel.
So here we see, alright, we have Bloodlust, so we're just going to win with Bloodlust. We'll play this guy just in case I get my math wrong. I didn't do any math, so we get Bloodlust anyway. Always, if you have lethal damage, take that lethal damage right off. So we've seen actually that we've won 3 of our games from a Bloodlust, so picking up that Bloodlust is a pretty good move, especially because we have a minion deck. So I'll have to remember to maybe draft 1 or 2 Bloodlusts in my deck in the future, because we are again playing minion decks, and if you get a lot of minions out, the Bloodlust will be helpful. So we're learning a little bit, even though we are already playing at a very high percentage. We can even get even higher with specific strategies and using specific cards like the Bloodlust. But yeah. Aside from that, just remember, get those 2 to 4 mana minion cards out, get that field control out like I did in that game, and you'll have a very easy time winning. And you can see my opponent in that game was smart. He played the Juggler out in turn 1 because he wanted to get that field card control out as soon as possible. But luckily for me, I had the weapon to counter it, so it was lucky for me. Now this is a very, very bad draw. Could be my second loss of the day if I don't redraw very well, because I am on player 1's turn, so I have less cards, so I have less chance of drawing good cards. And I don't have the coin for maybe added flexibility. You know, if you have a coin and you have 2 3-mana cards, you can play one of them on turn 2. In this one, I just have to play a totem on turn 2. It's not good at all. He's going to play a 3-2 most likely here. I play some Armani Berserker. Now, one of the things that could happen here, I'm not going to play the Gnome because he's going to buff it up. I could get the 1-1 here, and that would be a little bit bad for me. Luckily for me, I don't get the 1-1. So that's fine with me. But he does have field control at the moment because he will kill 0-2, and he can play a 2-mana card or 3-mana card, whatever he wants to do. He could also buff up his Armani, Armani. There's no R there. Ooh, so he does buff it up a little bit there. And now I have a little bit of a situation here. I could play the Fork Lightning and hope for like a Spell Power Totem, and that'd be really, really good if I got the Spell Power Totem. But we'll play it safe. We'll play the Grizzly. And we'll know that we can trade 1-for-1 with the Grizzly at the very worst. Well, unless he has a Sunshatter Cleric. And then maybe I can Fork Lightning the Wolf next turn. Unfortunately for me, I wasn't able to trade better than 1-for-1.
Made to fit.
But, you know, what are you going to do? Yeah, what is this going on here? He's got another card here.
Someone call for the doctor.
Okay. So here we will play the Shield Master, because again, this guy's going to trade very, very cost effectively with all these cards. He's going to have to use both of his cards to do anything. So I will get a Wolf and this dude out of it unless he plays, you know, like a Sunshatter Cleric or something again. Okay, so he is going to trade 1-for-1 here, which is not great for me. Well, maybe not. I don't know what he's going to do. But I will have Fork Lightning out next turn, so that'll be fantastic for me. Oh, he does actually choose to trade 2-for-1, so 2-for-1, and it's not, again, terrible for me. Alright, so here we go. We're going to play the Raging Worgen, and we're going to fry his dudes. And now, the Raging Worgen is looking in a very good spot next turn to become a 4-2 Wind Fury. Now, I could have played the Leper Gnome, but he will just trade the 1-2 for the Leper Gnome. I don't get my Wind Fury. I don't get a lot of stuff. So, that'd be annoying for me. Ooh, looks like he's going to... What card? This is interesting. Now, I could just trade the Leper Gnome twice. What we're going to do here is we're going to play the Juggler.
Put this apple on your head.
And we'll play the Leper Gnome. Again, we could play the Flame Tongue, but this is the Leper Gnome maybe is slightly better. Alright, so we'll do alright, we'll just do we can do 4 damage to him, but he has so many hit points right now, he has so much armor. I'm not really looking to kill his hit points. I'm more looking to get 7 creatures out and Bloodlust and win like that. So we'll just get field control as much as possible here and see what happens. But it wasn't a great turn for me, to be honest.
Your magic shall not save you.
So 1-for-1 trade there. I'm gonna get a free 4-3 kill off with my Fire Elemental. So it's not looking too bad in that sense. Ooh, and I could also win for the Fire Elemental. So that would be fantastic. I would get a lot of cards for that. So we're looking in a decent spot. He's got 5 cards. I've got 7-ish cards. I've got 2 creatures out and 5 cards in my hand, and I'll have an extra card next turn. Oh, Gore Howl, very, very good for him. But he will take 6 damage from this, so Gore Howl is one of the strongest cards, obviously. We're gonna play a bunch of cards that you can't really hurt with it. Get a totem. And he has to kill a totem, so he's gonna have to lose 1 durability there. It's nice for me. Very, very nice for me.
Charge
Ooh,
forward.
that's not good. He has charge.
Charge
Oh,
forward.
that's really not good. He has double charge.
Mind if I roll knee?
Nice. Well, I don't know what's gonna happen here. He's probably gonna kill pretty much everything here. That's my assumption. Now the problem here is I'm gonna have to trade my Panther for the 2/1 unless I get a card out. Oh, fantastic! I get a weapon. So I will play the weapon, and I will do it like so. And I will play a totem, and I won't kill the 2/1 because I can kill the weapon next turn, and I'll keep my 4/2 alive, which is very important because it is 4 damage. Field control. 6 damage technically because I have this dude. Oh my god, that's not good. And that's part of the reason why I keep the 4/2 alive, so I can trade with that guy. But actually, I can also use the Wolf Rider, so I will use the Wolf Rider to kill that. Two, one. Yeah, this is looking very, very odd. Alright, so we'll kill the Wolf Rider, we'll play a Totem. Kill this dude. And now I'm in a little bit of a precarious position. Do I want to kill the 2/4 or not? Alright, we're gonna kill,
I wonder.
Alright, we'll kill the
Feel the
2/4.
power, the wind.
This is not fantastic because he's gonna kill the 3/3. And I've lost a lot of field control, but I also have all this. Oh my god, he has a lot of those. What in the world? Oh my god, he has so much stuff. This is not good at all. Oh, this is very, very not good. Very, very not good. Very, very, very not good. Very, very, very not good. Oh my god, he has so much stuff. It's just ridiculous. This is really bad. Really, really bad news. Well, that doesn't help. I will have to play. I will have to kill the 7 card, I think. Then no, he can't kill me.
Elements guide.
That was a mistake.
Play win this one.
I don't think I could have done anything. I kill the 7 dude, I take 7 damage, I'm at 5, I can't kill the 2/3. I think I've killed both the 2/3 and the 7/6 dude, so I was at loss there. And he had a very, very strong deck, obviously the Warstone Commanders. I was talking about this earlier in part 1, are one of the cards that make Warrior one of the strongest draft decks, and the Gore Howl is another one of them, and both of those in play. And of course, playing that with the Venture Brothers minion right off the bat there. Well, not right off the bat, but later on, dealing 7 damage right off the bat, very powerful. And while his Core Howl just kills off every single minion I have in my hand.
I will fight with honor.
Not great for me. Not good at all. I also didn't I didn't gain field control very early, so I'm very upset. I haven't gotten a lot of the 2/3. Again, no 2 mana for a 3/2 in my hand again. So this is a little bit upsetting. I'm getting some sloppy draws, and I really would expect this deck to go 7 or 8 wins, but right now it's on 5 and 2. So I could definitely end up with very, very few wins if it doesn't go my way. And I could play the weapon there, but then I can't play the Worgen next turn, so it's much better to not play the weapon. And now I can play the Worgen next turn, and that'll be very good. Although I could also play the weapon. and I am going to do that. Last time I played a Worgen when you play the 1-2. This time I'm going to play the weapon and play a little bit safer and play the Worgen next turn. Which again could be a mistake, but it is not a mistake because he plays a 1-1. Fantastic. And he plays an angry chicken, which is useless. So we'll play the Worgen now. Oh, we could actually play a knife juggler. Oh, let me think about this for a second. I'd rather play the Worgen here. Knife juggler will come out with the Scar Crusader next turn anyway, so it's not terrible. At the same time, the Worgen coming out this turn is much more powerful because I can kill the 1-1 and make it a 4-2 very easily. Oh, unless he has a Blessing of Kings, and he does. Now he's going to kill the Worgen. Now luckily for me, I do have the weapon. Unluckily for me, it is going to cost me a lot of hit points. I don't think there's much else I can do unless I want to waste my Bloodlust. So I will just waste my hit points here. Oh, I played that wrong. I should have played the Knife Juggler after I killed it so that I'm not wasting 1 damage there. A misplay from me, but I generally like to just play very quickly so I can get stuff done. And as you can see here, he uses a Consecrate for 1.5 cards maybe. That's not too bad. But he's only going to be able to play a 1-mana card here. And that will be good for me because I can, of course, maintain my field control, play the weapon, play the golem, and get some stuff done. So, not too bad. Got the weapon out, got the golem out, can play the fire elemental next turn. You can also play the healer next turn. Can also play a totem next turn. Can also play a bloodlust next turn. Probably not gonna be playing the bloodlust next turn. Here comes an imp master. And we'll probably be playing the fire elemental against it. But I'm looking here and I'm wondering if that is indeed the correct move. I could also Gnomish Inventor and heal and play a totem. So let's see what I want to do here. Well, we could hope for this guy's gonna die anyway, right? I killed that. Then I kill one of these. Doesn't the 3 damage is not too useful here. So we're gonna play a totem maybe and hope it's the yep, it is. Very nice. I probably should have drawn a card first to be honest. But I think that order is fine. Then we'll do it like this.
Elements guide.
Join or die.
And we'll put it this with 3-1 since I don't want to trade 3-1 for a 1-1. And he'll have to kill the 0-2 with his 1-1s, so that's good news for me. And I will be able to attack these guys with the Gnomish and this guy and play a Dark Scale Healer next turn. And it's looking good for me. But of course, he has a lot of cards in his hand, so he can do whatever he wants. And that's what he does. He uses 1 card to get the Scar Crusader out of the way. And I will have to deal with the 4-1 at some point as well.
behind me.
So, how do I want to deal with this dude? I think the answer is time to play this guy. Yeah, I don't really see an easy way to kill it unless I want to trade my creatures and lose my weapon. Let me think here. Alright, let's just get this guy out. This. That. No, I'll do it like so. And now hopefully he can play a creature that the 6/5 can attack through and heal, because I have 2 healers in my hand. The other thing I can do is I can actually cast Bloodlust. Let's see how much damage that is right now while he's making up his turn. 12 plus 8 plus 3 is 12 plus 11 is 23. So it is enough to kill him if he doesn't do anything to stop me this turn. That is quite a bit to do, and he's probably going to play Consecrate here. No, he's just going to hammer a Wrath. So it is actually 1 card for 1 card basically there.
Reporting for duty.
Because he really only affected the gnome dude, which doesn't really do too much in my opinion. How much damage can I do with Bloodlust? I don't think that much. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. It's not really worth it. So I'm going to kill that. I'm going to play as many creatures as possible, including the totem. Maybe I shouldn't play the healer yet, just because I can heal up my dudes, even though they're a little bit low on hit points. I don't really think he's going to heal up too much. There's a Sword of Justice, that's not good.
Squire, attend
Well,
me.
that's really not good.
Ready, sir.
But I think I can kill him next turn. It's 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Yep, I can kill him next turn. So I'm just going to kill him, and that'll be that. Here it is. Bloodlust wins me another game. I'm really going to have to remember to draft it. We got 6 wins. I'd like to have one more win. At 7 wins, you can guarantee a 150 gold back, or you're pretty much always going to get 150 gold back at 7 wins. So that will pay for your arena, and then you get the free cards or dust or whatever you get at the end of that as well. So I'm hoping for one more win. And with this deck, I really would expect a 7 or 8 win card, even though I do have 3 or 4 dead cards. I also have a lot of really strong
The
cards.
elements will destroy you.
In particular, the 2 mana for 3/2s. Alright, so these are pretty good cards. Since I have the coin, I can look to drop one of these two on turn 2. So I don't really need a 2 mana for a 3/2 here. I'm really upset because I have a lot of 2 mana for 3/2s, and I'm not really using any of them. And I can play the Leper Gnome, of course, on turn 1. So it's looking pretty good for me. So turn 1, Leper Gnome. Turn 2, probably a Harvest Golem or a Scarlet Crusader with the coin. And I can also use the Flame Tongue intermittently if I need to. Apologies on that. There's actually a 2-drop. There's the 2-drop. And this is a pretty nice 2-drop because I have the coin, so it's a spell. So the Pyromancer can deal 1 damage to all minions if it is a necessity. So I might just drop the... Oh, he's going to play a Totem as well, so that's fantastic. So I'm just going to drop the Pyromancer, I think, on turn 2. It's about as strong field control as the Harvest Golem or the Crusader. Crusader has 3 attack, but, you know, whatever. The other thing is he could Fork Lightning here, but it's too overload. So, yes, it is a 1-for-2 trade, but I will have very nice field control now on my 3rd turn. So I will play my Harvest Golem. Yeah, Harvest Golem's coming out, and there we go. So he's up a card, which is unfortunate for me. But he's mostly playing Totems, so he's getting a very slow start, and that's really good for me. I'm going to play my Gnomish Adventure again. I could play my Scarlet Crusaders, but these are about equal in strength. This is 2 attack, but I have a Flame Tongue Totem, so I can get these guys up to 4 attack, so it'll look pretty good on that end. I also have a Charger I can play if I need to, and yeah, all that stuff's very nice.
May my ancestors.
So, it's one of these cards where, you know, again, it's not going to be that strong because it only has 2 damage, so I can't kill my 3 damage creatures. And that's exactly what this guy is for. The fact that you can't kill my 3 damage creatures. I'll play this guy on this side. And then I will do it like this. Skull Power could be annoying if he has like a Lightning Storm or something. But the 1 damage is also equivalent to a 1 damage to Lightning Storm on my Flame Tongue. And it can, of course, attack me for 1, get rid of the Scarlet Crusaders thing. So I want to play that right away off the bat. Now, here I'm hoping... Oh, this is good for him. Hope he doesn't kill off... Damn it. He did kill off my shield, so that's good for him. But hopefully, I'm really hoping right now to pick up a totem, the healing totem. And that would be very nice for me. Right, so he does play the 3/5. I have a couple ways to get rid of it. I could taunt. I could charge it. I could deal 3 damage to it. I could use this for the weapon, and I think I will use this for the weapon.
elements guide me.
Join or die.
Then I will play this, and I will play this. No, I didn't get the healing totem, unfortunately. Unfortunately, no healing totem, but I don't think he has a lightning storm here just because he didn't play it last turn. It would have been a really smart move last turn. And also, even if he does play the lightning storm, a lot of these cards have expended their use anyway, and I have a lot of strong creatures in my hand. So the lightning storm is not. It's obviously bad for me, but it's not horrendous for me. But as you can see, I feel control again. I have a chance of bloodlusting and killing, and I'm very likely going to be trading cost-effectively card-wise against him, just because of the way the game's been turning out. I also can build up more totems, get that healing totem, please, and it'll be nice and good. Let's see what he does here. Good Fork Lightning, you could Lightning Storm, you could play Fire Elemental, you could play a Sea Giant. I don't have any hexes, unfortunately, so that's actually pretty strong by him. And I will have to trade 2 creatures for it, I believe. But what I'm going to do here is I'm going to trade this creature for 3 damage, like so. I'll trade the 1/1 for his 1/1. Now, of course, I could just hit it with a 4/2, but I can do 4 damage to his face, which is pretty good right now. At the same time, the 2 hit points is much stronger than a 1 hit point. So I'll keep him at 2 hit points for now, and hopefully pick up a healing totem next turn. Really need that healing totem. Which is Feral Wolves. Very strong card. Looks like he's probably just going to play a totem with that. But you can also do a couple other things. We'll see what happens. It's a Flame Tongue, so I will just have to trade 2 cards for that 1 card, which is unfortunate. Oh, I could return this to my hand. That's interesting. I could also return this guy to my hand, which is even better. Because what I can do here is I can kill one of these guys with this guy, and then play him back, and that'll be very nice. So we'll do that. He'll be at full health. Like that. We'll do this. Kill this dude. We'll play this dude.
Drink with me, friend.
Well played.
Then we'll deal 3 damage to his Acolyte. And now we're pretty good in cards. He has 5 cards. I have 3 cards in my hand on coin, and I have 4 cards on the field, which he really can't kill with 1 card. So even if he does kill with 1 card, next turn I'll have 4 cards in my hand. I'll still have the weapon, and he'll have 4 cards in his hand. So we'll be at least even, and I'm up in hit points. And right now I have field control. So it's looking pretty good for me to get to that 7-2, and then hopefully we'll go to 8-2 and we'll retire. I like to retire on 8-2 just for that. Now that's not good for me, because again, 4 mana and a free card. I'm probably going to have to trade 1 for 1 with the 4 mana card. Oh, he gets a healing totem. And he's got a free card in there, so not great for me. I'm going to deal damage to his face. Actually, I should have calculated 4 plus. No, it's not even close. Now we play a totem. We'll play this guy. Again, playing the Crusader. Having a lot of minions on board versus a Shaman can be bad because of Lightning Storm, but the Crusader has a Divine Shield, so the Crusader here is not going to be that much of a detriment if my opponent does a field clear with the Lightning Storm. And again, the Lightning Storm is just not as strong as, say, like a Flame Strike or a Blizzard or a Hellfire or something like that, so I'm not too worried about the Lightning Storm. As opposed to those other cards, which can wipe out my 6/5 along with other creatures. Possibly wipe out the 6/5 along with my other creatures. Okay, so here he plays decently here. I'm gonna get a bunch of stuff out, but I'm gonna kill both of them, and I could. What's he gonna do here? He's gonna give a taunt.
Well played.
I'm just gonna go. Oh, I have Bloodlust. So here we go, Bloodlust again for another win, guys. Here it is. Here's the Bloodlust win. There we go. Didn't actually need Bloodlust, I believe. I could have won without Bloodlust. Play this guy, kill that, and then go to stream for other moves. Would have killed him anyway. But nice to have another Bloodlust win and show the power of Bloodlust. Get up to that 7-2, and now we'll be going on to the last game of this tutorial. No matter what, if I win, I get an 8-2. If I lose, I get a 7-3. But hopefully you've seen the power of this early map control unit stuff. I haven't shown enough of the strength for the 3-2, unfortunately. But the 2-mana weapon, the 3-mana cards that have a lot of board control, the keeping cards that have automatic field control in your hand, and that sort of thing. Alright, and now, like we say, Knife Juggler, very, very strong. 2-mana card, gonna be keeping that, and then we can play a Grizzly on turn 3. It's looking fantastic. If he plays a Knife Juggler on turn 1 with his coin, I have, of course, the Axe to counter it. So it's looking nice and good for me. So in turn 1, because I didn't draw a card.
Well
The Juggler,
met.
hopefully, coming out right off the bat. Hopefully he ends turn, and I get a Juggler. There it is. End turn, I get to Juggler.
Put this apple on your head. Wanna blow something up?
Well, that's actually pretty good. Okay. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to play the weapon instead of my creature. Just because the weapon will trade 1 for nothing there. The Juggler is going to stay alive, and I can still play one of these next turn. Hopefully the Juggler will stay up. I don't think he has anything at 3 mana that can kill it. He does have a coin. He can coin and cast like Holy Wrath or something. Ridiculous like that. But oh, he's gonna coin. Okay. This is interesting.
Just me and Mr.
Okay. And now we're really hoping that this guy deals 1 damage to the 2-1. Actually, yeah, we're really hoping this guy deals 1 damage to the 2-1. It does not. It hits the it's my opponent. So we will have to kill the 2-1 with my weapon, and we'll go to his face. But it's not looking too bad. He skipped his 3-mana card, so we're really looking that this is his strongest 4-mana card, and he doesn't really have too many other 4-mana cards, hopefully. Yep, okay. That's not good for me. But I can kill it. I do have an Argent Commander as well. So what we're going to do here is we're going to play 2 creatures, and hopefully it hits that guy twice. If not, of course, I can... Okay, so we'll play 2 creatures. We'll use the weapon. Alright, so we'll have to use the weapon. And that. And that's not great for me, but I still have a decent amount of field control, and I have an Argent Commander next turn, which can give me a little bit more field control if he plays a very strong creature or something like that. I also have a healer. You heal my hit points and that sort of thing. But it's not looking that good right now. He's actually got 6 cards. I've only got 5 cards. I'll draw a card next turn, yes. That's true. And the gnome will draw me a card. That's true. But my field control is not strong enough, especially with that coming out, that I am very pleased about any of this. Right, so we'll play a totem, because we'll play one of these 2 along with the totem. Okay, that's fantastic. And now we'll actually play the ghoul, just because, here's the reason I'm playing the ghoul, is because this guy is going to die, it's going to have to die before the ghoul dies, which means the ghoul will automatically get a +1 attack next turn, or the turn after that, depending if he wants to use this, the 5/5 stealth, of course. Unfortunately for me right now, I don't have any Flame Tongues. I have 2 Flame Tongues in my deck. I would really like to draw 1. Fortunately for me, I have pretty decent map control now. The only problem is going to be Consecration. It's going to be a huge card for him if he has Consecration.
my invention.
Now, you could draw it. You could have it in his hand. It's hoping. I'm hoping no Consecration. Alright. Hammer of Wrath. Not terrible. Wait, why is this guy not stealth anymore? What is going on here? Alright, I'm going to do 3 damage to this guy, so we can trade appropriately like so. Not bad. I'm going to heal this guy up. If he plays something, I can attack and then heal up next turn. I can also draw, I can also Argent Commander. It's not looking too bad, but of course, now he has 7 cards, because he had Hammer Wrath withdraws, he had the Novice Engineer withdraws. Now again, only have 5 cards. It's really not looking too good. They draw a 4 mana card, which is also very strong.
I
This
hope
is
you
not
like
looking
my
too good.
invention.
Oh my god, he's drawing a lot of cards. This is not good at all. Play this first. Let's see what we get. Alright, so we have a taunt. So I don't think he can do too much with this guy. Even if he gets the Blessing of Kings, he won't be able to trade over with the 6/5 right away. And he'll have to kill the O2 taunt. So I'm gonna be a little bit greedy here and hope I can kill his last 6 hit points, 8 hit points off with my creatures. This is only 7 damage, unfortunately. But the fact that he's so low on hit points, I have a taunter out.
Let me.
It's looking okay for me. The concentration's not good for me. Let's see what else he has. He does have a Blessing of Kings. He does consecrate for like maybe no units, and I'm looking pretty good here to win because I only need to do 6 damage, and this is 3 damage in my hand. Argent Commander should come out right here, and it will. And we're looking to end the game next turn with Fire Elemental or any of my creatures. So really, he needs to heal up this turn. It's the only way for him to win right now. He needs to heal up, and he needs to field clear, which is just not very likely to happen. So I hopefully make it to 8-2, and we end the tutorial, and everyone's happy, and it's all nice and good. So 4 mana down already. Again, he doesn't know he needs to heal, but I know he needs to heal. He could play a taunter,
with me, friend.
but that's not the taunter.
We must cleanse the
And
sun
it is
well.
GG. So, thanks for watching, guys. This is the end of the tutorial. I will be playing just a bunch of stuff so I can show off my moves. And ending him. Getting that to 8-2. I'm going to be retiring at 8-2 to get maximal gold. You get a little bit less gold on 9, but you get a second pack or an extra golden card or something like that. But we're looking to get up a little bit gold. I'm a little bit low on gold right now. Would like to have over 1,000 or so to be safe in case I go on a bad run. But that's it. That's how you play the game. That's how you play Arena. You get these Knife Jugglers, you get these Pyromancers, you get the Brewmasters, you get the Oozes. You get them out on turn 1 or 2 as soon as possible. You get that field control because these guys will trade for any 1 mana, 2 mana, or 3 mana card. And you get that field control. You keep playing creatures to make use of your field control. And if at any point in time you have more than 1 or 2 creatures out, you're going to be very cost effective. You're going to start dealing damage to your opponent's hit points, and you're going to be in control of the game the entire way through. So hopefully you enjoyed this tutorial. You try this stuff out for yourself. If you have questions, you can of course ask me. Just maybe leave a comment on YouTube or message me at my email. All the information should be on my channels. Thanks for watching. And again, this is Adahn. Peace out.